is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We have a final update concerning the iilluminaughtii and Oz Media lawsuit. It's a very short update, so this might be a short video. I don't know. I might go through the comments to Oz Media's video because some of them are important and they highlight some aspects of this that will, in the public space for those who are keenly paying attention to it, undoubtedly frustrate people. An ideal resolution would be for Blair to admit wrongdoing. Her career is done on the internet, but she genuinely believed herself up until this point to be in the right. So she frittered away at what little she had left, and, well, there's no coming back. She can try as a creator, but let's face it, she's not going to go very far. Unless she's going to be, well, like me, a dosser sat in an office in a log cabin, a little off-grid, you know, just doing your own thing. There is still space on the internet, of course, for iilluminaughtii. There's space for everyone. And I don't know if this applies to Wonder and to Felix as well, but before hitting record on this I did take the liberty of looking at Wonder's Twitter, and they have not been active on there since the end of December. So there is a distinct possibility nothing has happened with regards to their channel. In the case of Felix, there is nothing really to add. As a creator, by the way, Wonder does very good videos. They more recently did one on Joe Robe, who we here have covered before. It's very long, and I highly recommend it. In the case of Oz Media, of course, everyone should subscribe to both channels regardless. I have, for the most part, when it came to this trial, held a consistent belief that Blair was misusing the legal system to silence critics, rather than own up to the fact that she is a terrible person to these people. Of course, it cannot be denied, some were bound to NDAs. That is where the legal argument is. But as I've discovered over the years on YouTube, many people who are on YouTube that get into IRL legal problems rarely seek for the truth to come out. Take Nick Ricata, not interested in seeking for the truth to be made public, but simply trying to find a way to silence it so that the problem disappears, using unnecessarily pedantic semantics as a way of negating the truth, under the guise of, but my voice is the only truth. In the case of Blair, this was never really an option she could explore, because Oz was putting it out there, and she couldn't silence Oz. When we last covered Oz Media on this channel, it was actually a somewhat Where Are They Now video in December, a compilation of the two videos I had done responding to his previous two updates on this lawsuit, because we got two last year, and I was expecting this video, the one I'm going to show you in a moment, to have been released in December as well, but that never happened, no doubt because the mediation aspect of this and the agreed settlements needed to be ratified, agreed upon. People needed to shelve their pride long enough to willingly allow this to settle in some manner anyway. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play Oz's settlement. It's only 31 seconds. I might speed it up slightly so it falls within fair use, and we're going to comment on that and then go through some of the comments, because I think there are some, as I earlier stated, we need to insert.
Blair and I have agreed to settle this matter confidentially through mediation. The lawsuit has been dismissed against all parties without any admission of fault by any party. As a part of the non-disclosure agreement, it should be known that Blair will not be sharing her side of the story behind this dispute, nor will I. No one should contact either of us further about this case or ask us to comment on it, or each other. As I have stated previously, anyone following me should never make threatening remarks to anyone involved in this case in a public or private forum.
Okay, so being dim that I am, I hadn't noticed the video was released 5 days ago. Sorry about that. There are some things we need to address. Firstly, it is totally understandable that for somebody like Blair, who, when she went on the attack, wanted the truth to be known, public and transparent, but never at the same time, it is not a surprise that Blair would not seek to have this made public, any kind of settlement, for either side, because that's something she was pushing when she made her first video addressing this all those years ago. She was the one pushing for her side of the truth to be seen as the truth, and then she was trying to get others to be silenced at the same time. This time, all parties are silenced, which is understandable in this case. However, it does open up a problem, especially when it's announced on the internet. I do think personally Blair should announce that this has been settled, but I can understand if she believes the iilluminaughtii brand can somehow be revived, not wanting to put a content like this on her channel. But don't forget here, she did put content on her channel attacking others, claiming she was defending herself. But in doing so, she, Blair, did open herself up to more criticism because it was discovered much of what she was asserting, without any verifiable proof, was world-class designer BS. Yes, I've gotten that from a comedian. If you know who that is, congratulations. I am glad that this has been resolved. Truly, I'm glad it's over for you. I don't know if it's the same again for Wonder or Felix or anyone else that she's lol-suiting. I really don't. But I'm glad for you, Oz, it is. I am curious what place you have now going forward on the internet, and what place Blair has if she decides to come back to the internet. At time of recording on the Illuminaughtii channel, there has not been a new video in 10 months. If you go to the community tab, the last post is this one, about the false allegations. Now this surprises me that she never removed this. It's also quite amusing to see that she was ratioed in her comments instead of her likes. That's quite amusing to me. It's even more amusing when you click on the comments to find she turned the comments off. Considering this is now resolved, and you never wanted the truth to be made public, you went out of your way to make sure no one could actually speak out against you under the guise of NDA. I'm somewhat impressed you have yet to remove this as well and scorched earth the situation. That does surprise me. So does Blair have a place on the internet? Yes, she does. Again, I'll go back to my earlier comment of there's always a place for you. It's just whether or not you can be a voice for anything you want to champion going forward. There are creators who've been caught up in many controversies over the years or been found to be an absolutely crappy person, and they've managed to get back on their feet. Whether you deserve to or not is not up to me. I am not your core audience and couldn't care less. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Of course I will, because when you make a mistake, I, like every other commentary person, is going to prey on you like the good vultures that we are. So understandably, while the like-dislike is heavily in Oz's favour, there are going to be comments that call into question the outcome regardless. It is the internet, it is an open space for all to air their opinion on it. And I, like many, believe Blair should admit guilt. However, we knew she never would from the offset. It is also not my place to tell someone how they should, in a legal setting, act or behave as part of the fallout. Right, okay. She seriously pulled a okay you win, but don't tell anyone lol. Basically, yes. Although we don't know for certain, this statement pretty much, all 31 seconds of it, confirms it. You don't have to tell us whether you have to pay something. We're not going to ask you either. I'm not anyway. Next comment. The problem with no admission of wrongdoing is it leaves the public to make up their own minds. With the current information publicly available, this is a crushing defeat for Blair. Not being able to share her side of things means that we're left with the status quo. She may not be admitting any wrongdoing, but we all know she did wrong. And this comment is also correct. I covered all of Blair's wrongdoings on this channel when this all first happened. Was it 2 years ago? It was a while ago. Blair screwed up on a monumental level. I'll link the complete video of the whole situation down below. Highly recommend you all watch it, because there's only so much one person can do, regardless of how they find a way or try to find a way, a loophole to deflect from the blame, before the world looks at you and goes, no, you're a crappy human being. If you had a bit more personality, you could go on LolCal Live. To the next comment. Let's be real, she was scared of a criminal investigation, but I'm really happy for you, Oz, that you can start to put this behind you, and then a good luck, of course. The click, some emoji. So basically, her lawyers took a look at the counterclaim and told Blair she basically has no out, and the fact you was even attempting to offer her one despite all the evidence against her made you a literal saint. So it was a take your offer or face the music. I'd call that a dub. This is also true. Don't forget here, Oz had on multiple occasions attempted mediation to settle with Blair, and Blair had rejected it, being unwilling to compromise because she genuinely believed she was in the right here, filing many different motions, many different corrections, to try and find a way, legally, to prevent Oz from looking like a winner. However, with this now being done and the dust settling, Oz looks like the winner. There's no version of this where Blair does, because Blair's not going to be able to speak on this. There's no version of this because all Blair's going to get going forward if Blair does come back to the internet is questions about this. Of course, turning off the comments is an option, but Blair will never be able to shake this because no one is going to be able to discuss it publicly. Of course, at best, in this video, I can speculate, much like the comments. but I'm certainly not going to push Blair. I'm not going to push Oz either, because that's a dick move. But for Blair, who is involved in this, it is going to be a persistent problem for the remainder of her time in the online space, if she hasn't already gotten a job where the following phrase may well become her catchphrase for life. Would you like fries with that? Continuing with the comments. Just to clarify something I've seen multiple times in the comments, you don't dismiss a lawsuit until after mediation has been successfully completed. Mediation falls through all the time, and you need to have the lawsuit to fall back on in case that happens. So this video is the end of everything. Now, I had believed that was the case, because Oz had somewhat alluded in that rather short video that mediation would continue. However, I would assume that's just the fine details, and a judge has still approved this and therefore dismissed the rest. What a waste of the legal system, time and money. I think time being the more precious commodity there that has been wasted by Blair. One last comment. I'm kind of disappointed we'll never see part 2, but that's pretty selfish considering all the hell she's put you guys through. You deserve all the peace in the world. Go have great lives, everyone. A wonderful sentiment, and of course, yes, it would have been great to see everything. I fully agree. But drawing a line in the sand and being able to go beyond it without having to drag your baggage with you is fantastic. Of course, I would recommend Oz also keep that on a hard drive somewhere, multiple to make sure it doesn't get corrupted, just in case the day ever comes. Armageddon, as it were, right? Okay. As a final thing, of course, I'd love to know what you all think about this outcome. And also, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch tonight. Eurotruck, hope to see you there. If not, have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to smash the like if you enjoyed the video. Ta-ta, everyone.